Please try and rejoin us again. Meanwhile, Dr. CM, thank you for coming. Just hit the ground running, but don't grab it.
Thank you very much, Alabo. Good evening, everybody. Please observe our protocols. I think I don't really need to say anything than to continue this HIV issue. Do you know one thing? HIV, when in the 80s, when the World Health Organization made it known to the world that there is something like epidemic or something like something like that, and then they started doing something about it. Part of the duty of public health is prevention. Then, if it's clinical medicine, that is treatment. They want to prevent. So, how do you prevent something? Is to know the population. In public health, you don't call it people, you say population or you say group. So, which population? In economics, you say population. In public health, you also say population, which is health economics. You say population. Which population is most vulnerable to get it? They say it's commercial sex workers. Why are we having commercial sex workers? Mainly because of poverty. Just in a nutshell, public health is just using public fund, using wealth to address the problem of poverty. That is public health. Simple definition. So what they said is commercial sex workers, because just like taxi man will carry you from Mushi in Lagos, drop you for Sulere. Another chacha passenger say, please, can you drop me for Yaba? You know where he carry you, give him money, drop you for Ikeja, or just like that. So commercial sex workers are available, just pay money. And the tendency is that they are the primary source of distribution. Now, where are they mostly endemic? They say it's a third world country because of poverty, because that's why people engage in it mainly. Forget, there is everywhere, but they know what they're saying. So, how then do you public health took it upon themselves? How then are they going to address this challenge? They said, first of all, let us diagnose to know who actually is at risk or who is a carrier. So that if they know, say, now you carrier, they can quarantine you, say, please stay here. And then you will never get and take this precaution. The time of Professor Likoye Ransonkuti, I can never thank that man. I think he should be the best ever Minister for Health Nigeria has ever produced. Professor Likoye Ransonkuti, a pediatrician. You know what they did? Federal Ministry of Health Lagos has to establish HIV, section, because it's World Health. World Health Organization in Switzerland has to distribute the kit to diagnose first, because they are still working on retroactive drug to combat it. Because when you get a drug, you have to do trials. It may take some weeks, some months, some years. You have to try the drug out before you start put it in the market for use. But before then, let us start to diagnose, to know the population. Because when you know the population that is mostly at risk, or people that are carrier, you know the area, then quickly you study it and start questioning, why is it higher here? Then you will know. And they are working on the gene. So many things. The world war, that was what was running in the late 80s and early 90s. So in Nigeria, being the most populous nation in Africa, just listen, sometimes population gets advantage. They started supplying Nigeria with HIV kit. These things are meant to be free of charge. I repeat, free of charge. All they need is to put it in tertiary health institutions, and then you trickle down. From Federal Ministry of Health, it goes to state ministries of health. From there, it goes to the primary health centers, and then so that anybody, because it's the entire population. You may say, that man where the rural area, Now there I did. But that person can enter luxury bus, come to Lagos, or enter luxury bus, go Abuja, go share it, and then go back to village. So you just have to be careful. Do you know that these things were meant to be free? Because if it's free, you have no reason not to bring yourself to do it. Or in fact, from schools, from anywhere, you can screen people. Just what we want is mass screening to know what we are battling. What percentage of your population are really at risk? Who are the carriers? What are these? And you can then project, because you have to. These things are meant to be free. But in Nigeria, people they buy land because they are in charge of HIV screening. It became very expensive, and you have to pay. So a typical Nigerian need go withdraw. Nature abhors vacuum. Then what will happen? Some people will go say, "Oh, those things when at the top." If you take this agbo, mix them with kai kai, shake and well, abido shake and well, keep them for overnight. Then they take them one shot. All those ones. So many things came into play. That was how the thing spread. So that idea that you want people to come out, that World Health Organization had in mind to bring people out for the screening so that we know what we are battling. Nigeria, because of the economic gain, from Federal Ministry of Health, distribute the kit down to the states, or people started to sell it. Some laboratories can buy, then they use it for business. And there you will hear,
Doctor,
you will see, you will see,
if
you will see,
doctor,
you will see it
can
written
you hear me?
not for sale. Yes, give us a mandate. Not for sale. Yes.
If you allow me 1 minute, I served in Bauchi, right?
Yeah.
I was the CLO of my local government.
Me
So
too. I was CLO in Kano. Yeah, during my
this is one of
time.
the first projects that I did for my community. Went to Bauchi town, got doctors to come test it for free in my local government.
You are muted though. Whether it's on purpose.
No, I'm
The-
done. I'm done. I'm done.
Mhm.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
Okay, you are done. So you see, it's because of Niger Watch saying the thing is spreading like Hamatan. So yes, maybe they've got. You see, this in public health, it's always poverty. That is what we are addressing. Whether it's obesity, obesity is poverty. Obesity is all this something, so many, so even some cancer are so many alcoholism. People drink alcohol not because they are rich, to be honest. Some na because of what man go do, kai put in everything, they become alcoholic. If you give them better food, the body will be rejecting food. So the HIV issue now, like Niger Watch, who is on ground, is telling us, I won't doubt it. Because for you to bring yourself up, to go and screen yourself first. I remember telling somebody, say, look, not be say, I go there careful, make I not get HIV. No. You will first of all go and screen yourself. If you are negative, then you start being careful. You now know that yes, I can start. Not be say you are having the virus and incubating it. Some may take, I don't know the incubation period, I think, for some weeks or months or some year. Then when before it start to manifest, he say you have it. So you have to first of all go for diagnosis to go and check whether you are having the virus. If you are not having it, that is where you now say, okay, today, henceforth, let me start. But in Nigeria, such a surveillance program, we don't have it. You see why? And this is part of the reason. Now imagine somebody will just they go around, they share the thing. That is it. Somebody will bring it and share it to the entire family or this thing. So I'm not surprised. Our poverty, when people be say there is nothing, they just put money in health, put money in education. This is what it means. Primary health care. There was a time Nigeria started the Thunder and Sonkuti. Now where are we? Everybody is taking money. A minister, I mean not a minister, a senator in Nigeria goes home with 14 million naira, 1/4 every month. The capital money, the capital budget released for Federal Ministry of Health, that is to say over 30 teaching hospitals, 38 million. What do you say to that? Yes. who is who? According to Wiki, say we shall know who is who. So who is deceiving who? Every month, a minister will go home with 14 million naira. A minister. I mean, not
But
a minister, a senator.
do you know, sir, that Peter Obi has
Hmm?
given more money to health than the government of the country?
Of course, we know now. I mean, can be faculty of, is it a faculty of dentistry? University of Calabar Teaching Hospital. I think the one there, this thing wasn't okay. They have to say 45 million needed. I think Peter Obi gave you that 15. So many school of nursing is giving money. So just like that, even this month, by next month, he will visit. So we know. But what I'm saying is that a minister, I mean, a senator goes home with 14 million from Abuja just to say, I have it. I say, nay, nay. The eyes have it. They knock. At the end of the month, it goes 14 million. Why the whole teaching hospital, one per state, UBTH for Edo, UNTH for Enugu, NAUTH for Anambra, OAUTH for Ife or your state, UCH for Ibadan, UCTH for Calabar, UITH for Ilori, ABUTH for Kaduna State, and so on and so forth. UPTH for Port Harcourt for Rivers. 38 million capital project to Ministry of Health. What will that do? So you see, this is what we are saying. Nigerians do not really understand. That's why sometimes when some of us come here and be saying all this, those that will like to insult us or maybe say all these things, I look at them and shake my head. I say, look, if there is anything, you should be grateful that people are even telling you what you do not know and sort of alerting you to the danger that is piling up ahead. HIV. Okay, where? For this kind Tinubu economy. Tell people come and screen. This type of thing should have been free. It's free. That's what World Health, anything that is what World Health Organization
You know, she
meant it
said
for.
they not let me talk.
Okay,
The
okay.
consent network come is everything. Anyway, we wanna continue. I don't rest for there. And I do well.
So you see, that's why World Health Organization. This is what they stand for because every country subscribes to it. It's like that is the super. Whatever you need, you tell them. But you send to if there is any disease, you just discover this guy. You write to World Health. They have a representative in every country. They know. They don't everything that I can say. America funds World Health. American, that's one of the reasons Trump said they should cut back. America is not Father Christmas. America bring the largest share to World Health Organization. The rest, the world we share. So there are poor countries. That's why I say poor countries. World Health helps them. They can send an expert. Something like all this maternal, there's nothing as bad as anemia in pregnancy, maternal and child care. That is what the World Health looks out for. Communicable diseases, not disease of communicable like dirty water, sanitation. That is what World Health. That is their primary concern. How they eradicate all these communicable, dirty, gutter, malaria, all these things. Okay, look at HIV. These are poverty. Somebody will be a commercial sex worker, be tribal. Even in where something like in Amsterdam, in Holland, where they legalize the prostitution, I think in some other countries, those people go for taste. They say because they know it's their business and they pay tax. So the government looks after them. They know only if you don't have the shame to be visiting such a place, but they are as clean as anything. And if even you come in, we also be clean. But in Nigeria, everything is done under the table. So who cares? And look at disease. That's why when you say it's spreading like Hamatan, I won't doubt you because the poverty, sometimes so there are some diseases that the higher the poverty rate, the more widespread the diseases. The disease will be. That is disease of poverty, sanitation. You can young women engaged in commercial sex trade. What are they looking for? Money, no job. Why not go to factory and work? There's no factory. Go to school, you can't afford to pay. What are they? It's just like that. People are just millionaires. So it's a danger. It's a danger. I'm not surprised. It's a danger. Then even the CD that is not meant to be sold, condom, is supposed to be distributed free. Free in primary centers, health, so many health in the UK, they keep it free. But in Nigeria, everything will be, if you bring it through Federal Ministry of Health, they corner it. Find somewhere, go open small place, they sell them. You'll be surprised, you see some packet not for sale, maybe World Health Organization project on eradication of diseases, written small, not for sale, but they will go and sell it to you. So that is what corruption can do to a society. It's not just they no tar road, they no give you light. Something like these communicable diseases, disease you get through something like what is it? Sanitation, a very dirty environment, nothing. That's what you get. That's what you get. STIs everywhere. So I'm not surprised, Niger Watch, when you say it. I'm not really surprised. You see, what Ransom Kuti was trying to bring up then, they were clapping for him. Say, this man now has laid a good foundation. Where are we today? We're falling back on it. It's like Jonathan going to the north, President Jonathan, to go and build Almajiri school. By now, they should have sort of consolidated on it, and it continues. In a couple of years, nothing like Almajiri. Everybody will be in school. But what happened? All those things have gone back to where they just wasted money. So now you see, sometimes there's no way you can
Doctor, it's
you
just
can
like
help.
the bandage I showed the other day, the bandage. If you
Mhm.
ask them, take a bandage to Nigeria now. If they tell you how much the budget for that one bandage, you'll be shocked. That small bandage. Ask them how much they sell it, how much the Nigerian government budget for it. You'll be shocked.
You see, until I came to Europe, UK, I didn't know that HIV screening was meant to be free, at least for third world countries. I read about it. I said, what? I started going to WHO website, digging deep. It was true. Say they have to move it to third world countries. Do you know that some rich men, millionaires in Europe, they do donate their money to World Health? So use it to fund some, maybe trypanosomiasis in Kenya, maybe use it to fund something like hunger, whatever related in Ethiopia and Somalia. They do put money. But when it comes to Nigeria, everything is all for sale. Federal Ministry of Health, directors, they know, instead of them to make it free, because they receive the kit free of charge, no custom duty. Yes, it's from World Health. You don't need to pay custom duty. It's meant for the population. All they needed was use this kit. What they want is data. Give World Health so that they can use it and say, for countries in sub-Saharan Africa, maybe Ghana has a 20% percentage of their population HIV positive, and out of that maybe 7%, and the age bracket is mainly from 19 to 22. Then those 19 to 22 are mainly people in out of, there's a way you see analysis so that they will not be speaking facts, so that if they want to tackle it, they say, okay, maybe it's because they are out of school, that's why this age bracket is harboring it. Compare it with that same age bracket that are in school or engaged. That is the way the world works. That is the way the Western world, they use data. So all they want is give you the kit, give us the data that you use. But in Nigeria, they go and everything is all for sale. In those days, if you go to loot, you pay. Because you loot, Lagos Teaching Hospital, hematology, go there, you pay. When it's supposed to be free. It's supposed to be free. Because World Health Organization provided the kit free of charge to different countries. Use it to help your population. Let us get the data so that we can plan and know if they are going to move retroviral drugs, which people need it most. And then they will also advise you, not just giving them, they will also advise you, put so measure in place. And they know Nigeria now. Do you know one thing? You see, by the time our newspapers start to write this type of headline, say the thing they spread like wildfire. Tomorrow, American embassy, if you want to go take visa, they say, according to your newspaper, now so this one, so you have to screen for this, screen for that.
Use British embassy.
Shebi,
Huh?
up until now, they are still doing tuberculosis screening up until now.
So you see, sometimes that's what they call patriotic journalism. In fact, a lot of things normally come to my brain when I'm speaking. So that is part of nation building.
Do you know, Dr. CM?
Dr.
don't
CM,
have-
1 minute, you are round up, sir.
Dr. CM, you know that they produce a drug right here in America, whereby if you have it, If you're taking that drug for a certain extent, you will no longer be infectious anymore.
And I think they've moved. Before it used to be the one that will slow down. Oyibo.
Yeah, they
If I,
surpassed that one now.
yeah,
The
that's
one
what I'm
that
saying.
they put in your body, it will not affect other people anymore.
Yeah, because Oyibo, when it started, like this Wi-Fi and Nigeria Watch was taking, so they have to slow it down. Even if you're a carrier, then there's for you to be this thing. There's a drug, the retro. So you go to slow the activity of the thing down, not to clear it yet as at that time. So they've moved. I mean, it's been since 80s, 90s, early 2000s. So now they must have, gone beyond the drug that we now. I think at the time they said they want to do it as immunization. Somebody suggested it. I don't know whether it's still there because that is immunology. Say the way you go for measles immunization when a child is born, tuberculosis immunization, polio, rubella, mumps virus, MMR. Some people should remember every child in UK gets it. Immediately they give you a red book. You have to be coming every until it gets to I don't know how many, I think it's a year and or something. So they want to put HIV if there should be something, they have a vaccine for it so that you get it if as you are growing, so that when the if you're an adult and then if you are exposed to a population that is they had a high concentration of it, or you come in contact with a carrier, it then means that when it comes into you, because you're already having a virus, that will attack it and then it will sort of, anti, there's a way it's, I don't have to explain it simply, but it's just like to immunize you against its attack. At the time they were proposing it, this is where Oyibo is, because whatever challenge they have, they must do something. That is science. But in Nigeria, everything about us is corruption, how to eat, even the one given to Nigeria free of charge. You will discover that some of this, because you'll be wondering, all these global institutions, they are there to help third world countries. They know that you people are poor, poorly, everything. So there are the things they have to do. You are part of the human race or human community. So what they want to do certain things to help. But when you come, our leaders will hijack it. Is that not what made Peter be there when they were telling him about UNESCO funding for primary education? Peter B said, "I will sign for it on one condition. From our office, whether in Abuja Ide or Paris, straight to the primary school headmaster. I don't want Anambra State Minister of Education, so local government. Say the more checkpoint you put, the more the thing they decrease. So you take it straight to the primary center you want to give it." They agreed. That is part of the why P2B saved money and they impeached him. So there are a lot of things. Our leaders do not have the interest of the people at heart. HIV shouldn't have been the way it is now. It should have been a case of, yes, people are careless with their life, I agree, but the screening, the test should be free and something so that people can easily say, "Wait, I don't need to pay. I can go and screen myself and start knowing what I am." And if you screen you are positive, you come back for free retroviral. That's the way you combat it. But Nigeria, everything is money, and they're in charge. If they bring it, they even smuggle it out, go and sell. Let me
Thank you,
stop here,
Dr.
Labo.
Sim. Thank you, Dr. Sim. Thank you, sir, for adding your voice. Mm, thank
It's
you,
true.
sir.
Now
It's well.
HIV.
It's well. God is our strength. And when you are talking like this now, Akpabio and the rest, now toothpick they jam out now. They are praising Bolo with different hotel. That is the problem. They don't care. They don't care. People who are supposed to make those policy, make law to make things easier for the people, are the least among us who doesn't have a human empathy. It's well. Thank
Do you know?
you,
Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Let me
Black
put this.
Panther.
Let me put this across so that sometimes Nigeria will because of what somebody said on the chat. That's true. In South Africa, they have Babalawo, that is native doctors living in
Yeah.
forests anywhere.
Yes, they do now.
They do. Do you
Yeah.
know that in South Africa, faculty of pharmacy in universities, then when you get to pharmacy, that's what they call pharmacognosy. Pharmacognosy is like the
A
science,
native one.
a native, something like
Yeah.
they preparing a made drug from not from the herbs or from something like
Organically.
herpes,
Uh-huh.
organic. So do you know that the department in the university, professor with author, then they bring those babala will come. Their own is that they are not. They don't have the basic chemistry or science to explain certain things. But that thing that they bring, like I say, bring this wood, bring this herb, peel the bark. That bark they are using to do it in a crude way. You bring it to pharmacy faculty in their lab. They analyze it, say, oh, this one contains maybe something like a dithionite or some one chemical this thing. They said, okay, by putting water, because the man will say, put water, shake it, leave it for 24 hours. But science will tell you, incubate it, put it so temperature. So they work hand in hand to synthesize drugs. But in Nigeria, can you tell the faculty of pharmacy, University of Lagos or Ibadan or Soka, say there are native doctors you have to integrate into it? Say,
During COVID,
say I'm a
Professor,
bunny.
our corrupt ANEC chairman, former ANEC chairman, Professor Morris Iwu, was
Okay, yeah.
shouting. He was
Okay,
demanding for that.
Morris, who was a farmer,
Eh,
he's a
He's
pharmacology,
a pharmacist now.
pharmacy, but in a pharmacognosy. He read at
Yeah.
Bradford in UK. Yes, na area.